What's up, guys, and welcome to my channel, A Princess in Progress. This week, the title of our video is called Happily Ever After. And I titled it that way because I don't know about you, but I know me. And for me, fairy tales were something that I would enjoy as a little girl. I read about them, I watched them. They were just something that was always a part of my life, Hallmark Channel, all of these fun romantic movies that we women get suckered into watching, right? And it grew this expectation of having a happily ever after in my own life, and it grew an expectation for a prince that would come and save everything and sweep me off my feet, to the point that when the world started to get dark, and things started to hurt, and you grow up and you realize that there are no happily ever afters, it gets a little depressing. But here is what I have learned, that there actually is a happily ever after, and his name is Jesus. You see, we all want this knight in shining armor to come in and sweep us off our feet and save us from the pain and hurt of this world. But what we don't realize is that someone isn't a person. It's God. The thing that created all of us and all of this. He is perfectly good, and he is perfectly God. There is nothing in him that is dark or painful that we should be afraid of. And Jesus, his son, who came and saved us from the world or from sin, he is really truly our knight in shining armor, because he's the one that rescued us from death. He's the one that rescued us from sin. He's the one that became the bridge between God and us, so that we could have a relationship and so that we could go and live in heaven and no longer had to fulfill the law, because he did, and his pure true blood saved us. That's our real prince, guys. That he's out there, he's real, and he's waiting for you if you have a willing heart. The other reason that I believe in happily ever afters is that heaven exists, friends. The world is so dark and so painful. We hurt each other. We get hurt by each other. We hurt ourselves, We have physical, mental, emotional pains that we just live with, this baggage, right? But we have this hope that one day all of that will be swept away. We will no longer live with tears. We will no longer live in pain. We will live in goodness and peace and joy. We will live in a place that has none of those things, and we'll live there for eternity. The reason that I decided to make this video was, one, I prayed about it and I felt peace about talking about this. And two, I feel that it is so important for you guys to be aware that the reason you are on earth, or one of the reasons that you are on earth, is to be able to choose where you want to live for eternity. You see, there's heaven and there's hell. They're both real places. Heaven is the absence of darkness and evil, but hell is the absence of anything that is good and light and love. You live in eternal pain. Your soul cannot ever be saved. It cannot ever be happy or joyful again. It is a dark, dark place. And we need to be aware that is what we're doing on this earth. God allowed us to have an opportunity to choose. That's part of why we're here on earth, is to get that opportunity, that free will, that free choice of where we want to live for eternity. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm educating you on which looks like which. And if you don't believe me, I encourage you to research this on your own, because there are many accounts of people who have died and gone to heaven and met Jesus and come back to tell us that it's real. So I encourage you to go look up those stories and experience for yourself what that looks like. But yeah, I know for me that I have truly experienced God on this earth. I've experienced his presence so many times that I could tell you, and I will tell you in my testimony one day. But I know, I have confidence that what he told me in the Bible is true. And he wants me to share that with you so that you have the opportunity to make an educated choice. Because it's still your choice. No one's gonna force you. It's all for you to choose, okay? So that's why not why I'm making this video is to force you. I'm making this video to educate you. So yeah, there's heaven and there's hell and they're real. Jesus came to save you. He came to be your knight in shining armor. And yes, he's like an untamed lion where we don't really understand what he looks like or why he does certain things or why he allows certain things. But we do understand that everything he does is covered in love. And everything that we do, he will be right by our side. He promises that. There's nowhere that you go that he doesn't experience what you experience. So yeah, that's just a little bit about the Christian faith and what it looks like, but it's also a little bit about reality. I know that I have some people in my life who, in those fairy tale stories, they can relate more to the villain because of all of the pain that has happened in their life. And I totally get it. This world hurts. But I also know that there is a promise in the Bible that says that yes, this world is going to have trials and tribulations, but fear not, for I have overcome the world. So if you choose to put your faith in the God that says that, then you are also getting all of the promises that he gives to you and that he gives in the Bible, which means that your plans are no longer for naught. You now have meaning and purpose, and he has a will for your life if you're willing to do that. I also want to encourage you that even though the world has pain, it doesn't have to trigger you in the way that it does now, because Jesus can heal your heart and fill you with his spirit and fill you with his fruit, so that when pain and suffering and hurt do come into your life, when you have storms, you can make it through. I'm just gonna say that this has been my experience this week. Let me tell you, I have anxiety, okay? And everything that I have ever been anxious about in my entire life has hit me this week, okay? Last week, I felt like I couldn't breathe for a really long time, and I really couldn't breathe because of the medication I was on. Oh, it was awful. Horrible. Don't want to go back. Not gonna go back on that ever. But anyways, I couldn't breathe. I was having anxiety because my heart was racing really fast from the medication as well. And I was just so stressed. And this voice came to me and said, do not settle for fear, because you are a faithful conqueror in my name. And I just felt like all this week I have been able to not settle in fear when the things that I'm anxious about reach me, because of Jesus. I have been able to make it through those things. So yes, even in the storm, he is with you. Even when you don't understand what he's doing, he is with you. Okay? So that's just, that's what I've got for you this week. If you are interested in becoming a Christian, I will definitely be posting another video about what that looks like, and I encourage you to watch it. And I just say thanks and welcome to the family if you do choose to watch that, because we're so excited to have you, and our true goal is to make heaven more crowded. We want you there no matter what your past looks like. I want you there. God wants you there. So we just love you so much, and don't forget to hit subscribe if you enjoy these videos and they help you out. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when my videos come out. And also, if you want, I would love to have you join me on the Mighty Network's Princess Culture. It is a female group where you can post videos, post pictures, post prayer requests, questions, all that kinds of stuff. You can find materials for Christian things, how to learn, how to cope with anxiety, how to find love, things like that. So yeah, you can join us there. And I also encourage you to check out my website, because that's a fun place and it's got lots of resources for you. Again, I love you guys so much. Don't forget that I am a princess in progress pretty much anywhere if you want to follow me. Bye.